Hey guys, welcome to the video where I'm gonna be giving you a quick and easy guide on how to play on Valorant's latest mode, which is Escalation. Before we proceed with the video, I'm Ling, by the way. I'm a streamer, esports caster, content creator, and if you want to see or hear more from me and my content, feel free to hit that like or follow button on Facebook. And if you're watching this from YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe. So Valorant just gave us a new game mode to play in, which is Escalation, a fun 5v5 game mode where you race for the kills in the game to advance on certain levels. Fast respawns, health packs after getting frags, and pure chaos in itself. You name it and this game has it. It basically contains elements of a team deathmatch, but it has a twist that tests your mastery of all the weapons in this game. Ano bang meron sa Escalation at paano to laruin? Sa isang laro ng Escalation, we basically have 12 levels to complete. And for each level, kailangan nyo magkaroon ng 7 points bago kayo makakapag-advance to the next one. Each level has a specific weapon or ability na gagamitin mo at ng team nyo. A kill on the current level earns 1 point, and a kill on a previous level earns 0.5 points. Meron tayong makikitang bar sa taas ng screen natin that indicates the progress that you and your team is making during the game. Also, there's a side-to-side comparison on who's on the lead. It also indicates kung anong mga weapon at ability ang ginagamit nyo at ng kalaban nyo for the next one. Hindi lang basta sa inuman ang may ambagan, pero dito din sa Valorant at kailangan nyo lahat na makapagbigay for at least 1 point para sa level na yun para mas mabilis at mas madali sa team nyo manalo sa larong to. Tulad ng nilalaro natin na deathmatch, the opponent drops a health pack that we could pick up and reset our HP. And of course, kung mapipitas naman tayo ng ating kalaban ang pag-respawn natin, we are given a 5-second breathing time na maging invulnerable tayo. But Ling, paano manalo sa game mode na ito ng Escalation? The first team to finish all 12 levels of the game gets the win. But if the timer runs out, whoever is the furthest level once the clock ends wins. The game has a countdown timer on the upper right corner of your screen, and that usually doesn't run out because of how fast-paced everyone is playing the game mode right now. Tamang-tama dahil bibigyan ko kayo ng 5 tips on how to win on Escalation. First tip na mabibigay ko para sa inyo is that aim and gunplay matters in this game mode. I definitely see that in this game mode would test how much we know about the weapons being laid out for us and would help us develop an appreciation to some underrated guns that not a lot of people use. As for every weapon in this game, we already know that aiming for the head or going for headshots is the most efficient way for you to secure those frags. It's quick and makes you move on faster, mas mabilis pa sa pag-move on sa'yo ng X mo, and this allows you to focus on other targets faster after tapping a few heads and deleting everyone who lands into your line of sight. Habang iniisip mo na lang na yun ang pinagpalit sa'yo. This is where the bread and butter of playing FPS games comes into play. Aim and movement. Your crosshair placement and muscle memory plays a huge part on your aiming skills. Being familiar with the height of the agents and possible scenarios in every position and angle across the map is what makes fraggers do what they do best, which is knowing where and when they could win their duels. A very crucial element as well is the muscle memory that you develop with your aim sensitivity and the gear that comes along with it. As for your movement, it is when you help yourself reduce the bullet spread when you take your shots. To further understand this in detail, I would love to make another video focusing on aiming tips on Valorant, but for now, let me link you a playlist made by my colleague Asarai where he gets into detail about the aspects of aim. Moving away from that, in the standard game of playing Valorant, you'd see on every buy round and on the buy menu, weapon details pop out on the right side of your screen once you hover your mouse over the weapon that you want to buy or use. Details being shown are the fire rate, run equipped and reload speed, the number of rounds per mag, the gun's other features, and how much damage can you inflict on your opponent depending on which part of the body that your bullets hit and the distance between you and your target. This is what we call range accuracy. In line with the second tip that I'm gonna give you today, understand which areas of the map that your weapon is most efficient. But first, kailangan natin iintindihin na merong mga iba't ibang uri ng mga weapons na binigay sa atin ng Valorant. We have the pistols, shotguns, SMGs, assault rifles, sniper rifles, and the LMGs. Getting to the pistols first, alam na alam talaga natin the Classic and Frenzy are honestly very effective when it comes to close range engagements. But a huge disadvantage to these type of pistols is that they are not going to be as effective in mid to long range engagement. The Ghost, on the other hand, which I might have to consider, is the best and most versatile pistol there is. 2 headshots at any range allows you to get the kill. Meanwhile, para sa Sheriff, given that meron siyang strong damage output, compensated by its low fire rate, is still gonna be viable at mid to long range. Samantala sa mga shotguns natin na ang Shorty, Bucky at Judge that can inflict a high damage on a short distance is very effective on isolated angles. Close quarter combat, area camping is very effective in this matter, in which you are gonna be able to take out your opponents, which only means that you will be deadly once you're in close proximity. The Shorty, Bucky, and Judge can be great on maps like Bind, where there are a lot of pockets that you have to check and more opportunities for you to implement crossfires on narrow choke points. Moving on na tayo sa mga SMGs, where kung saan makakita tayo ng maraming proactive plays na kung saan gagamitin natin ang run and gun mechanic. SMGs, by the way, are only limited to mid-range, and it wouldn't be ideal for you to take on duels na kung saan you really have to deal with the crazy recoil to a long-range battle. You'd see a lot of people rushing in everywhere with the SMGs because how overwhelming the rate of fire that these guns have compared to the standard assault rifles like the Vandal or Phantom. SMGs can be great in going in for close to mid-range engagements. You can actually play this around maps like Bind, playing around on mid, choke points on A-short and showers, and for maps such as Haven, you can play around Garage, C-Link, A-Link. And meanwhile for Ascent, you can easily hold down the site with an SMG. Going into the assault rifles, which is basically effective at any range. Pretty much standard for everyone. You can use these everywhere, but take note on the range accuracy of the Phantom versus the Vandal. As the Vandal has the highest potential to maintain its range accuracy on long distances, the assault rifles are great to play around the areas you can jiggle around and have good natural cover. Overall, it is a versatile weapon that wouldn't be limited to any type of playstyle that you want. As for the sniper rifles that are great in getting openings, you should definitely know how to hold more aggressive angles and of course, know when to fall back. On a map like Ascent, wherein it has a large open middle area that both teams can skirmish over, you definitely know that this map is gonna be a sniper's heaven. Coming all the way from top mid, A-short cubby, mid link, and of course, close market. Name it, and this angle right here on mid is definitely a huge crossfire waiting for someone to actually make the one wrong step, leading to their death. Icebox as well can be a huge treat to all our operator mains out there, given that it is ideally the largest map in the game. It definitely has those narrow passageways and those long angles to go to even take those long shots and secure those frags easy. Haven, as aesthetically pleasing, vibrant as it is, a lot of open spaces can be made for making those so straight up clean gunfights that you can definitely use with your operator, or might have to say with your marshal as well. Pangatlong tip naman na mabibigay ko sa inyo is that you should always play with your team. Kahit mapipitas kayo ng paisa-isa dito, kailangan ng pinaka-priority nyo sa larong to on Escalation is kinakailangan nyo talaga mag-regroup. As long as you do your best to stay alive to get some kills while delaying, it should buy a lot of time for you and your team to regroup. You should definitely take note that you could definitely eliminate your enemies a lot easier given that you have so much firepower and manpower to overwhelm your opponents. You can easily play for trades, and this could be used to your advantage in making every scenario a 2v1. Fourth tip na mabibigay ko para sa inyo is that you should always spam your abilities. This is a great way for you to lock down areas of the map na hindi makakatawid ng mga kalaban nyo. It's a lot better na hindi sila makakatawid or kayo ang mapipitas. Last but not the least in this game mode is that you should always play with your friends and have fun. Total yun naman talaga ang goal ng larong to para makapag-enjoy tayo and there's a lot more content that you and your friends can enjoy brought to you by Valorant. So you're saying you just have to know that my aim in gunplay matters? Understand my weapon efficiency? Play with my team? Spam my abilities? And just have fun? So that covers everything on this quick and easy guide on escalation. I hope you guys learned a lot from this video and hopefully get to acquire the new nuggets of knowledge while the game mode is still out. Once again, this is Ling. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'm here to remind you guys to keep your crosshairs high and your settings on low.